Hey guys, I'm really excited today. I was waiting on my Amazon delivery. I ordered the Lume Cube Bluetooth. I only ordered the one, and I ordered it with a snoot. And I wanted to go ahead and do an unboxing and kind of a quick review on what I think of it and how I'm going to use it for photography. You know, just real quick, I've seen a lot of people use these Lume Cubes in Milky Way shots, you know, lighting the foreground and stuff like that, and they look really cool. Lighting, you know, doing toy photography exclusively with the Lume Cubes as opposed to like studio flashes, mono lights and stuff like that. Like I have, my studio I have mono lights and grids and C-stands and, you know, stuff for doing portraits for people and products and stuff like that. And I wanted to get something like the Lume Cube, give it a shot for those unique situations where it's easier to have something small and light and quick than to have to set up, you know, another monolight or another, you know, light source like for some simple fill. And so I'm hoping this here will be something that I can use. So that being said, let me go ahead and open this up. Gotta love Amazon Prime. Nonetheless, it is moving around in there, so there's no foam or nothing in there, but that's not Lume Cube, that's just Amazon. Darn those guys and gals. So let's open this up. And I've got a snoot. That's a cute little tiny thing. Look at that. It's so tiny. You know, my snoot's behind the curtain. Here I've got a big old snoot like this for my monolights, you know, in studio flashes, and this little thing comes, it's about 3 inches. It's adorable. Let me first impression, the box is heavy. It's in a hard top plastic case and like a cardboard bottom, kind of like my GoPro came in the same package, same kind of package when I bought it at Costco. Let me go ahead and slice that open without slicing myself open. And slice this stuff off. Put that to the side. Okay. So it comes on this rigid base, and there's a little screw in the bottom, a little bolt that goes in the bottom that screws through the plastic onto the Lume Cube. And let's see what else is in the box real quick before I start talking about the Lume Cube. So in the box is plastic packaging. Here's the USB charger and a sticker. Yeah, I love stickers. So there's what's in the box. Okay, put that to the side for now. So that's what's in the box. This is the charger. I wish initially, you know, my first thought was I wish there would be some type of charger that it came with, you know, like for cell phones or something, or, you know, little square chargers, but it just gives you the USB, which is okay. I mean, everybody has a cell phone and they can just use the same charger for that, you know, the same box, and plug the USB into it. It's got a quick start guide, and let me take a quick look at this. Now, the buttons and stuff, there's, you know, there's no wording or imprinting or lettering or any type of labeling on the buttons. There's 2 individual rubber coated buttons, and there's no writing on them. So you'll first have to learn what they do by reading the instructions, which if you're a guy like me, I usually just toss this stuff out, but I won't today. Holding it, it's heavy. Not so heavy that you're like, gosh dang it, this thing is heavy, but heavy enough to where you feel like you got a value for your money. And you feel like you're getting your money's worth if there's some weight to the thing you're buying. If this was just plastic, I would feel like, I got kind of gypped, it's whatever, it's not going to last. But this is solid. I like the way it feels. There's no real writing on the outside of this other than some nomenclature stuff, but But at any rate, it's solid. I like that. So let's see what the instructions say really quickly. I want to see which buttons do what, and find out. What I'd like to find out is if I can use this independently of the app. If I can just turn this on in my studio, set it down, turn the light on, and use it for fill light, which is the whole reason I bought it. Just a quick, simple light source for fill lighting. That being said, there is here the power. It says for best results, please take the time to charge your lume cube before first use. Now, there isn't, I don't see on here any type of battery life indicator, any type of status, you know, battery level status or anything like that. It's a pretty plain housing. So maybe that stuff is in the app, I don't know. It says access the charging port by unscrewing the waterproof USB cover counterclockwise. So there's this big metal screw back here, and it seems to me it's saying that the charging port for the USB is behind that. So let me grab a screwdriver, and it's going to be a standard screwdriver. Let's unscrew this, see what we got in here. Okay, so inside there is the USB where the charging port. So you'd just plug this into there, and then you'd plug this like into your phone charger or what other little square charging deal you had. So a quick note of caution, I know for me, while this was charging, I would lose this. No question about it. I would lose this, and it's dark colored. So if you're outside at nighttime, typically where you're going to be needing a light, and this falls on the ground, good luck. Speaking for myself, I will lose it. But here in this, and this is the waterproof plug, so you don't want to try to put this in the water without this in there. And it does have a little gasket on there, and it says it's waterproof up to, it says 100 feet. That's pretty incredible. 100 feet. I think my GoPro is like 30 feet. So this is pretty neat that it would go 100 feet. And it says that this is for iOS and Android phones. It's got an adjustable flash brightness duration, and it's got you can sync multiple cubes, etc. Dimmable LED 0 to 1500 lumens. Now the color temperature is something that's important for me because my strobes are daylight balanced. My monolights, the flashes are 5500K, and this here says 6000K. So I was thinking all day today while this was on its way to be delivered, I was thinking, man, what's the color temp of it? And I just off the top of my head, I know LEDs run cooler. They run bluer than, you know, like a tungsten or even just a daylight balanced flash. They run cooler. So this is 6000K. That's not much difference than 5500, and I'm sure the difference is so minor that it's not something that's going to be just, you know, that I can't fix in post really quickly. And like I said, this is just for fill light, so I don't think it's going to be an issue when I mix this with the my studio flashes. I think it's going to be just fine. 5000 or 5500K for the flashes and 6000K for this, I think will be okay. So that's good to know anyway. The K is 6000. So I'm gonna go to the Google Play Store because I have an Android. I guess it's Google Play Store on Apple. I don't know. I don't use iPhones. So we're gonna go to the Google Play Store, and I'm gonna go and download. The options are, okay, so the first one that comes up when you type in Lume Cube Pro app, you've got Lume X. It says Lume X Cube Inc. Okay, but then you scroll down to like the fourth option and it says Lume Cube Pro app. Okay, so you click on Lume Cube Pro app and Lume X opens. So I guess you may as well just click on Lume X. Okay, so we're installing that. And it says that it's scanning for lume lights. Okay, so it's scanning for my device. Okay, there it goes. It automatically shows the serial number of my unit. And if I type in my email, it registers it for me. Optical slave mode allows your lume cube to detect additional light sources and fire. Okay, gotcha. So this optical slave, like I was saying, that'd be pretty handy. So I wouldn't have to do a long exposure and drag the shutter long enough for the constant light source of the lume cube to illuminate, you know, whatever fill I wanted on the subject. I could just you know, set it to optical slave, and when my studio flashes fire, this would fire too. So and it says optical slave mode allows your lume cube to detect additional light sources and fire simultaneously. Hold the right flash button for 3 seconds to enable optical slave. Okay, so that's on, and it should be, and then it says once it's on, next position your main light source directly at the lume cube to trigger the flash when your main light fires. So it sounds pretty simple. It's like any other flash. Let's see. Oof, it's blinking. Okay, I guess that worked. So I'm going to fire my flash at the lume cube, and you should see the lume cube light up. Yeah, it does. And it's still going. I'm not sure what that keeps flashing for. Maybe it's, oh, I know what it is. It's, okay, it's reading the light, I guess, that's hitting it from, yeah, it's reading. So when I cover the sensor, it's not doing that. So it is pretty sensitive, I guess. If I take this off, yeah, it's reading the light and causing, I'm like, why is this flashing like a beacon? I'm not lost at sea. But when you take your finger off that sensor, then it's going to read these lights as flashes and it's going to fire. So that's what that is. But it's an optical, let me turn that off. Okay, so that's cool. When you fire your flash at your light source at this, it's gonna, you know, shoot a little burst of light out there. So that's really cool. Video mode, which allows you to, if you hold the left button for 3 seconds, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, that comes on, and the same button, you click it up to 10 times to scroll through the various power settings. Then you hold the left button again and it turns that mode off. And this is all manual. I haven't used the app yet. So let me turn that off. So far, I mean, we've set it up. It's read the serial number. It's linked to the app on the phone. And that's all been pretty easy. Now let me go ahead. I want to, let me put this back off to the side. Okay. Let's open the app up and take a quick look. So we've got some sliders and some toggles. We can toggle on and off, and there we go, the lume cube comes on. Then we've got a brightness slider that, let me bring this back here. You can slide the brightness up and down through the app. So, and you've got these duration over here. I've got it set to constant, which would be the video mode. But instead of clicking through 10 times to select all the various variable power settings, you can just slide it, and that's set to constant. So duration, if I slide it, you can slide it to like 0.5 hertz, 1.5 hertz, 2 hertz, and this is for the strobe setting. I don't care about the strobe setting. I'm not sure what you'd use the strobe setting for. I don't think I'm personally going to use the strobe setting. I've got it set to flash. Okay, so it's set to flash right now on here, and the brightness is 81. Okay, now this will fire when I'm going to put my finger, I'm just going to simulate it. I'm going to put my finger over the sensor So right now it thinks that it's really dark. If I take my finger off the sensor, it's going to read these lights and it's going to flash. Okay, and so that's how the optical sensor works. If it's dark and it reads a light source, it's going to flash. Okay, and you can adjust that duration here in the sliders of the app. So we'll turn that off. And this is called mission control, where the sliders and everything are. It's got dive mode. You can turn that off and on if you're going to dive. All on, I guess you could turn all on or all off. Okay, and it's got a battery percentage in here also, 15%, which is like how I run all my batteries, phone batteries, lume cube battery, everything. Every battery I have is like 15% all the time. It's ridiculous. There is a GoPro icon in here, so perhaps you can use that somehow with the GoPro too. I'm not sure. I'm not going to really explore that because it's not something I'm going to do. Oh, you've got a gallery option. You can click on Lume Gallery, Lume Cube Gallery, and I guess bring up some images. It's got the video icon in there. So anyway, there's some cool little settings. For me, I'm going to use it almost exclusively without the app just because I don't need it. I'm here in the studio. For you people out there who are going to take this out in the field, there's the app. It's great. But for me, I don't think I'm going to really make much use of the app. Okay guys, I want to demonstrate really quickly. I want to show you. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to use the Lume Cube. Here I've got a Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure set up on a set that I created. I'm going to use my main light is going to be a snoot, an overhead light fitted with a snoot and a grid. And the first picture that I take is going, and I'll put it up on the screen, is going to be just with the main light, okay? And it's going to get dark for a quick second, okay? I'm going to fire this light off, okay? And that's image 0023. I'll put that up on the screen now. The overhead light effect. It creates a lot of drama, and that's what I want for this figure, but I need a little fill light on the face too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I've got my Lume Cube. I've actually got it mounted in this Bowen's mount stand, and I just twist the clamp down onto it, and I've got it fitted with the snoot. Now what I want to do with, I'm going to show you how easy it is to turn this on. We're just going to click the left button, and I'm not using the app in this. I'm just going to click the left button, hold it down for 3 seconds, and it's going to set it to video mode, which is going to be constant light. I wish they would call it constant light instead of video mode, but whatever. So here we go. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. The light is on. We can see the light is on. Okay, I'm going to shut my ceiling light off so we can see that the light is on. It's shining onto Mr. Leatherface here. So I'm going to set my camera back, the GoPro, so you can record and see the effect this is going to have. Now, since I'm in constant light mode or video mode, I'm going to use a slow shutter speed so that I get the fill light, so that I can expose, for the fill light also, since I'm not using the optical flash, the optical slave mode in this photo, and I'll tell you why in a minute. This is just on video mode, so it's constant light. I'm going to use a 1 second shutter speed in order to make sure I get enough time for the fill light from the Lume Cube to, I get it exposed right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to fire this shot off. Okay. I'm going to show you this one. This is image 0024, and you can see that we've got some light on Leatherface. I think I would like a little bit more light. I can do this 2 ways. I can either touch the back of the left button and increase the brightness of the Lume Cube and take the shot again. And that's image 0025. Okay, I'll put that up on the screen now. And that gives me some more fill light on Mr. Leatherface there. And that's a decent image. I mean, it's these are just example images. They're not edited and a full on portrait session with Leatherface. I'm just showing you the how I'm using the lume cube. And so now I wanted to be able to show this in the optical slave mode, but I can't because, like, when you hook up, let me take this out. Give me 1 second. I want to show you something. This is how easy it is to turn it off. Hold the left button down, and it's off. Okay, but what I want to show you is this optical sensor. If I put this snoot over this, it covers the optical sensor, so my optical slave mode isn't very effective. Now, I don't know if that changes when you buy the actual magnetic piece that helps this hold on there. I would hope it would, but as it stands now, if that magnetic adapter goes on here and this goes on like that, that optical sensor is covered and the flash doesn't work. So that being said, I'll put those images up on the screen for you guys to see. It was really, really simple. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that it helped you decide whether or not you want to buy the lume cube. I think it's a buy. I think it's great. As a photographer, it's going to do just what I want. It's going to allow me to take this little device, put it down there, and add some light wherever I want in this scene. It just happens that I put it up here in this Bowens mount because it was a really easy way for me to hold it and get it up off the table and shine it right on Leatherface. But look, I mean, even putting it in my Bowens mount and tightening it down, I've got a light source that I can move anywhere. I don't have to do anything with it. Just point it and get a slow enough shutter speed to get the right exposure. It's awesome. I think it's a definite buy. I think I'm going to enjoy using this device. It's going to come in handy. It's portable. It's waterproof. You've got an app that you can use. What more do you want? I mean, it really is a great device. Like and subscribe. I hope that you got some good, useful information out of this video. And I look forward to putting up more videos and you guys watching. Thanks a lot.